Hello, I'm Jason O, and welcome to my anime review for Aggretsuko. And so Aggretsuko premiered or streamed on Netflix about around April or so, and so definitely late to the game. But took me a while to watch this very short 15-minute anime series compiling 10 episodes. But definitely this anime is very popular on social media, at least, especially for Tumblr. I've noticed, a lot of Tumblr people and around that community there have really attached themselves to Aggretsuko, or at least Retsuko, the main character, and she has really become this sort of voice for a millennial generation. Basically, the story follows this 25-year-old red panda by the name of Retsuko. She graduates high school. She's very ambitious. She wants to, enter the workforce. She wants to work hard. However, things don't go as planned after high school. She is at an office job at an accounting firm, or she works as an accountant in this firm, and she's tasked with many duties. She's very depressed, lots of huge workloads, people that she has to deal with, many not so great people. She has some friends in the office that are very helpful at times, but some other coworkers are more helpful than others. So to relieve these frustrations, she goes to a karaoke bar to sing death metal, and so that's where the aggressive part of Retsuko comes in. And so this series, as I said before, is sort of a perfect representation of today's millennial generation, at least for a wide variety of sorts, for many different cultures and backgrounds, where there's lots of things to relate to, even though this does take place in a Japanese office setting. The fact that you are this sort of ambitious sort of person. I'm around Retsuko's age. I'm 23. She's 25 in this series, so very closely. In terms of age, at least, we're close in age. So I can kind of relate to some of these things where you are ambitious, you are excited to enter the workforce, you're excited to start your career. However, sometimes things don't go your way in life, and you kind of have to grind through it. It's easy to quit a job, but definitely what you do after that. Your friends have these ambitious ideas and you want to get in them. So sometimes your friends, they don't plan things out, and, those plans don't fall through, as what happens with Retsuko with one of her old friends when, she thinks that her friend's starting this business. However, it's an online business, and pay is very non-existent, and getting paid and paying rent is the biggest thing that you have to do in life, especially as you grow older outside high school or college. And so definitely those things are relatable towards these people of my generation, at least, and for Retsuko's age group as well. And of course, there are a bunch of layers towards the Japanese work office environment. From what I've read, there's lots of at least the series does portray it very well, for a Japanese workplace environment. This easily could have been, this very cutesy and very idealized version of the Japanese workplace and comedy, that it could have been, but for, Sanrio, implementing this character here, it's very real, and it really touches on a lot of interesting things, especially for harassment in the office. And it's very interesting how they address that in a very serious manner, but also implementing its humor in there as well. And the humor doesn't really, sort of alleviate any sort of the tensions, but it doesn't bring it down either. It still treats it as importance for harassment in the workplace, with director Tan, who is the perfect heel in this series, sort of the perfect antagonist for Retsuko. He is this chauvinist pig who sort of also is probably an anti-capitalist symbol as well, since pigs are usually depicted in Russian propaganda, or just most communist propaganda, in terms of being anti-capitalist. And so it makes perfect sense for him to be this sort of antagonist for an anti-capitalist sort of message, embedded within this series here, where Retsuko, she is put, all the work comes from him. He's sort of dumping his work onto Retsuko, and she is very stressed out by his attitude. Everyone else's attitude is sort of influenced by his attitude, as well as the people kissing up to him and really trying to get on his good side. Retsuko is the victim of all this sort of, workload, and so some of her friends, they go to the president's they go to the president and they basically make Director Ton, ease up a little bit, be happier, even though his happy version is a bit more terrifying than his evil version, surprisingly enough, but still very interesting commentary there, where you have Washimi, she goes to the president to address the harassment that Director Ton is implementing on his workers, and she has to force him to actually do something about it, since I'm sure that happens a lot of times where these sort of things are brushed aside. There's no real proof of this harassment, and so you can just kind of brush it aside, but it does take this persistence and this very aggressive attitude to actually get things going in this sort of Me Too movement that we're experiencing now. And so it's very interesting to see the commentary here in this very short 10 minutes, that was 15 minutes, 10 episode anime about these anthropomorphic animals based on a Sanrio character, which I'm not really a big mark of, but still, if you look up Sanrio, you definitely know their characters. So very interesting approach with these type of characters. But surrounding Retsuko and Director Ton are a bunch of amazing supporting characters. Some of my favorites, Washimi and Dr. Gori. They are sort of the support group of sorts for Retsuko as she does do a yoga class. She meets them, and there's lots more to their characters. They've presented themselves as these strong older types. I think they are presented as older than Retsuko at least, so they've been through what she's been going through, and they sort of toughed it out, and they create this attitude and persona for themselves, even though when no one's looking, they have a different personality. And so I really like that attitude towards them there. It really showcases that these characters are very wide and diverse in terms of the personalities and their mindsets and personalities and their lifestyles as well. And you also have probably everyone's favorite, Feneko. She is essentially the April of the show. If you've seen Parks and Recreation, basically Aubrey Plaza as well. I've read that comparison there. It's very perfect for her character. She's always on Twitter, always gossiping, a very different way than the Hibbo character is gossiping, but still she's always sort of this snarky sort of character, and everyone loves her. It's very understandable why, since everyone loves, Aubrey Plaza, and everyone loves April from Parks and Rec, and so it makes sense why Feneko is this sort of pillar character for everyone that watches this anime. And it's also interesting with a character like Tsunoda, who is younger than Retsuko, but still, she very much kisses up to the boss, and she admits that, and it's very interesting to see all these different perspectives where you have a character like Feneko and Tsunoda, very two disproportionate, very opposite sort of characters, and they acknowledge that, and it's very cool to see that there aren't any of those sort of perfect sort of characters. Every character has their own flaws and their own personalities that you do enjoy and like, but still they have their own personal flaws as well. It really makes them well-rounded characters. But Retsuko is in the center of all of this, and seeing her journey, and along with other characters' sort of journeys as well, especially for Director Ton, his very split personalities, where he is sort of forced to adapt this happier persona that everyone's freaked out by. But for Retsuko, she's trying to make it through life. She thinks about marriage to get out of her office job as well. But still, is marriage really the best way out of it? As Washimi does tell her, marriage isn't exactly that easy as well. And so lots of things to sort of ponder over in very short 15-minute clips for each of the 10 episodes. And so it's a really well-paced series. It's short enough where you don't really question the other aspects of the world, in terms of, like, what do they eat? Is the pig eating a hamburger? That's kind of weird. But still short enough where you don't really question all that stuff there. The animation is pretty consistent, but nothing really too outstanding. But still, for the commentary and the characters, I would still really give this a very high rating. And so for final grade for Aggretsuko, I would give this an A rating, just for the well-rounded characters. Anime that really speaks to my generation, at least. I'm not sure about everyone else's perspectives, but still really rings true for a lot of things going on in this series. A lot of commentary going on really speaks true to me personally. But what are your opinions on Aggretsuko? Did you enjoy the series? Were you hoping for a lot more than what you saw from the trailer? Pretty consistent, at least from the trailer, at least. You have basically the whole entire plot's played out for you, and it plays out the same way that it actually does. But still, we're expecting a lot more for Aggretsuko. Pour your thoughts and opinions on the anime in the comment section down below. Also, make sure to like, share, and subscribe as well. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified when I post videos on this channel. Thank you for watching my anime review for Aggretsuko. Hope you guys have a nice day. Bye-bye.